Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the barrio coming back at you with another video for your butt. So I'm wearing my Turd Ferguson shirt. Norm Macdonald, one of my favorite comics of all time. See the similarity? But anyways, man, gonna keep it, just show some cards, man. So I'm gonna show you guys a card that John Mangini wishes he had, but he doesn't. Only the true collectors have one. Just kidding, man. It's always great. I was watching his video and he said he didn't have this card, and Mangini being one of the goats of the hobby, it's always great when we're like, whoa, he doesn't have this one. But he was just talking about this, the Dale Murphy reverse negative. As you can see, one of them is reverse. Man, this is one of my grail cards when I was a kid, man. When I was a young collector, a youngin', this was like one of the holy grails, So I actually had got this, like a different one, like, man, I don't know how long ago, 15, 20 years ago. And on Instagram, one of my, in my circle of collectors that we had, this guy was a big Braves collector, and he, a big Dale Murphy collector, obviously. And he just said, like, he's never seen this, like, in person to buy it, so he wanted it, and I ended up sending it out to him. And the crazy thing is, like, I think I had bought it for like $40, a set just like this, but it was in a way nicer case. And I think, like, the next time I went to my LCS, they had this one for $20. So I was like, oh, all right, well, hey, this was cheaper than the other one I gave away. So I don't know, it kind of made me feel better. But yeah, man, I bought this one a long, long time ago too. But check it out, the Dale Murphy reverse negative, man. That was my chase card from the upper deck. I wasn't chasing Griffey back then. I was chasing the Dale Murphy reverse negative. And one of the things to notice is the hologram in the back. Both of them are really well centered, which was kind of hard to find in the upper deck. A lot of them were off centered. I believe too, like, even back then, PSA, you'll find a lot of 89 Griffies where the sticker's way off center from the little base thing, and they would still grade it a 10. Now they won't do that. If this is not centered, you will not get the 10. But these are both really nice. Gonna go with another one that I love, the Black Beauty Thurman Munson trophy card. So I know I've heard a lot of people think this is rookie, but he has one of those, multiplayer rookie cards. But if you ask me, I'd rather have this one any day of the week. Sweet! Sick Black Beauty Thurman Munson. Now we're going to go with the Hank Aaron postcard. So, I mean, look at these stickers. You see how it says right there, book price? So, I mean, when I was buying these cards, this was way before eBay was popular. So, everybody was still going off on Beckett. See, but that was the great thing, that Beckett was a guide. All right? Beckett price guide. It was a guide. You know what I mean? Back then, I say that prices were regional. You know what I mean? Dodger cards were worth more in LA than they were in New York. People in New York didn't value them as much. They even hated them. But that's the thing. Beckett was a guide. If it said it was $20, it's $20 in the hometown, $10 elsewhere, kind of thing like that, where collectors made up their own mind. Prices were regional, not national or international like they are now because of stupid ass eBay. All right, and another card that I love is the 57 Ted Kluzinski. Man, top loaders and covers are stupid. Look at, can't really see how beautiful it actually is because of all the glare. But the Ted Kluzinski classic card with no sleeves. Look at that. Sick. Enfermo. It's a pretty nice card right there. And a card that I didn't show yesterday when I showed off a lot of my Willie Mays, going off that 57 Kluzinski, We're going to go with the 57 Willie Mays. Look at that, baby. Sick. So, yeah, these cards, man, I mean, I bought these, man, around 2004, 2005. When I started getting a little bit more money to spend recreationally. But sicko. And this card, when I bought it, was perfectly centered. But I trimmed it so it would look vintage and not centered. Just kidding, of course. Man, just love going through my baseball card. That's what I've been doing the last couple of days, is just going through my boxes, man, and really, really loving my cards again. You know, and every card has a story. When you're buying individually, like almost every single card, man, I can remember when I bought it, like the conversation I had with the dealer and stuff like that. So I'm pulling out all my I forgot how I was watching. I watched a lot of YouTube today. I didn't go to work, so I've been watching YouTube videos for hours. Vintage Sanctuary. So like, hey, and, you know, Pepino man, pull out all your. Because a lot of people like to indulge themselves with whatever they want when they go through cards. And these, I believe I got these from Mangini. But look at that, Yogi Berra and Johnny Padres. God, I hate these stupid baggies and top loaders. So I prefer them naked. You know, everything looks better naked. Like, you know, I don't know about you guys, but does everybody do their naked flexing in the mirror before they shower? I know I do. But look at that Yogi Berra. Great shot of his ears. Sick. So these are Salada coins. Man, you can't see it. It's stupid. All right. And the last couple things I'm going to show is a couple of oddball things. Not oddball cards, because I know Mangini hates that, but these aren't cards. They're just some oddball collectibles, I guess, of Babe Ruth. All right. So one of the first ones is this Babe Ruth stamp. A 20-cent black and white Babe Ruth stamp. Enfermo, Holmes. Sicko! And this envelope. I don't know, man. See, I hate this glare because he's in a Dodgers uniform, and that picture they put in that frame and that envelope, that stamp is a baseball game. You know what? Top loaders are stupid. Let me show you. See, it always looks better raw, man. But, oh, see how much clearer that looks? Look at that. So Babe Ruth was a third base coach for the Dodgers, if you guys weren't aware of that. Babe Ruth, he thought he was going to get a coaching and managerial position with the Yankees after. I think that's kind of what the owner was leading him on to. But they never actually hired him as one. So he went to the Dodgers to get some experience. Look at that stamp. Old school baseball, dude. Look at that. Sick. This is awesome. I don't know anything about this card. It's an envelope. Has some writing in the back. But it looks old. Sicko. And then last but not least, another oddball thing I'm going to show. Of Senor Herman Ruth is this Stein. Anheuser-Busch. Sicko. Look at Babe Ruth. You know, there's a lot of stories behind that that moment when he pointed, because he went to a kid, I believe it was the day before the game, and he told the kid he was going to hit a home run for him. Like, that's kind of a factual part of the story. But the pointing thing, there's a lot of other stuff surrounding it. They said, like, I think, you know, they were harassing his wife in the stands. And so, like, a lot of people think when he pointed that he was directing this to the fans. Like, okay, you guys want to harass my wife? I'm going to hit it over the fence. So there's a lot of stories, but check it out. You can find a lot of different encounters, stories, versions of this event right here. But that's Enfermo. And it actually has a certificate of authenticity. So this is from 91. So by no means is it vintage, but it's Babe Ruth and baseball, man. I had to have it. Got it at a thrift store, actually, for like $10. So it's pretty sweet. Sickelstein. 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 So now, guys, I'm going to show you a card that might be controversial these days. Like, Topps probably couldn't even print this card these days the way they did. But nobody watches my videos, so hopefully I don't get canceled. But it's Babe as a boy. I don't even know if you can say that anymore. I think Topps would have to say Babe as a he, him, or something. But check it out, Babe Ruth as a youngin'. Part of the 62 set. Sicko. You know, whenever I see the wood border, it always pops into it. It's a 62. And I mean, the first thing in my head that pops up is the Maris, hits his 61st. And so that obviously is a 62 because it's talking about the year before. So that's every time I see the wood grain, first thing that pops in my head, Maris hits 61. You know what I mean? So I know it's a 62. That's just kind of how my brain works. But anyways, guys, love the hobby, man, and just keep collecting baseball cards forever. I say, ciao. Let's see some cards, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like with me, I have a high turnover in viewers. You know what I mean? Like the viewers I had, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, hardly any of them still actually watch me. Viewers I had 3 years ago, there's a lot of them that disappeared. You know what I mean? A lot of my viewers right now, they've been watching me for like a year or two. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just have cards that you showed so long ago that people who are now watching you have never seen. So don't be afraid of cards that you've shown before. Love the hobby, people. Just keep collecting baseball cards forever. I say, ciao. It's Turd Ferguson. That's my name.